Welcome to the show, everybody. How are you today? We are moving along. It's Thursday, and we are just having a blast. I did some yard work today. It's a good day today. It was good. It was a little foggy yesterday, and today it was a little brighter outside, and I enjoyed it. Before we get to the show, I just want to just update everybody. Anyone who has ordered coffee, we have been figuring out some of the technical difficulties, and you should either have gotten an email that the coffee is on its way and or will be getting one very shortly because we are sorting out all of the emails and coffee orders over the past couple weeks. So I just want to say I'm sorry. When you get the email, you'll see that you've got a discount code as a little sorry. So I just want to get that out. But today I have a lovely guest. Her name is Melonie Mack. She is a streamer, just a YouTuber, all of the things. And she doesn't really fit into the woke crowd because she stands apart. Welcome to the show, Melonie. How are you?
Yay! Hi. Good. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. It's great to have you here, and I gotta say, I've been watching you on a couple different just our mutual homies in the interwebs,
Hmm.
and I like a lot of the takes. And I've seen you. You've been playing Elden Ring, and
Yes.
you've been. It's kind of a controversy unto itself because everyone's complaining that Elden Ring is too hard, that there should
Right.
be an easy mode, and I have this tweet actually up, and I
Hmm.
really love this, and I'm gonna read this to everybody right now. You tweeted this out. I think it was last week. You said playing
Right.
Elden Ring makes you never want to play another AAA hand-holding, glorified walking simulator with fancy cutscenes thrown in ever again. And I love that. I love that.
Thank you. I got a lot of backlash for that tweet, oddly. I was just like, okay, here's like my midnight thoughts. I just got through playing some Elden Ring and I was just thinking about it. And it
Yeah.
was like, man, it's just totally going to ruin a lot of other games for me because now all those handholdy games, as much as I already had complained about those for a while, they
Yeah.
definitely don't hold up now.
Yeah,
Definitely
I love
not.
that you prove it too, because you were people were complaining down in the
Hmm.
we don't have to go through it all, but they were like, oh, whatever, and you're like, I've been talking about this for a
Oh
while,
yeah.
and then bam, you posted receipts, and I'm just like, got him.
Yep, from years ago. I've complained so much about handholdy games because I've seen what's happened with Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
Because classic Tomb Raider, when you're looking especially at like Tomb Raider 3, Tomb Raider 4 on PS1,
Hmm.
that was some very difficult stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, FromSoft, I'm sure they would be impressed because those were tough games. And to see a notoriously difficult franchise get babied up and once it fell into American hands is when it happened. And to
Mm.
see it just become a lot easier, it went from, watered down, easier Tomb Raider experience to now where it's like an actiony thing. And while I
Cutscenes.
still play the games and I still like them for what they are, but they're not Tomb Raider anymore.
Yeah.
And so I have a lot of gripes about making the games just so focused on just the cinematic experience and not the gameplay anymore, and taking away that difficulty because I miss so much being in this huge environment and being stuck on a puzzle or looking for a key somewhere
Yep.
and actually having to use my brain. I miss that.
Yep. It's
So,
actually indicative of a lot more than just gaming. I
yeah.
mean, look at society and its hand holding.
Mhm.
We are I don't want to say we. There is a lot of people that are obsessed with just welfare, just getting by,
Yep.
just scraping through, not being a kept person, which is mind numbing, right?
Mhm.
The thrill of earning something
Yep.
is so incredible. And Elden Ring, yeah, I mean, obviously, this is what started the conversation. Really forces you to
Oh yeah.
earn everything,
Oh yeah.
everything. You can miss all sorts of stuff. There's people beating the game in 28 minutes
Mhm.
because you don't have to play the game. You could go
Yeah.
right to the end, essentially. And
Mhm.
I mean, that's not fun. But when you find something, when you randomly run across a boss and it kills you
Yep.
18 times and you finally kill it, it's like, yes,
Yes.
I did it. Something
Yeah.
so glorious about that.
Yeah, when I finally got the tree sentinel guy, I was like, yes, I had to work for that. I didn't just like walk right out and beat him the first thing I did. It
Yep.
took some time and it took some effort, and then it made it feel so much better to actually accomplish that. And I do like when you said how there's things that you can miss if you're not paying attention. I like that too.
Mm-hmm.
Because my brother was playing and I watched him play a bit before I played. Man, he was already like over 20 hours into the game, and he didn't go to that little castle area to get the summoning bell because he didn't know. And so
Right.
he was already like 20 hours in the game without being able to summon anything.
Yep.
And he
It's
later found
easily
it from a
missed.
merchant. Yeah.
Right.
And so I love that. I love how there's details like that and things that, hey, you could miss out on it if you're not taking some time and exploring and stuff. There's a lot
Yep.
you can miss out on.
Yep. It's true. And I really like that. It reminds me of the American's Creed. Have you ever heard of this?
No, I haven't.
So it was written almost 100 years ago now. I think it might have been in like the 40s, 30s or 40s.
Hmm.
And it is essentially where I got the words like being a kept person and yeah, hold on, let me just pull it up because
Okay.
every time I bring this up, I'm like, I just love this. For my typing? All of my screens, American Creed. Check this out. Just pop this up. Images. Where are you at? Okay. There it is. All right. So the American's Creed. I do not choose to be a common man. It is my right to be uncommon. I seek opportunity to develop whatever talents God gave me, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dulled by having the state look after me, or a game for, this is
Yep.
same kind of thing. I want to take the calculated risk to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to barter incentive for a dole. I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the stale, calm utopia. And though I mean it goes on and it's glorious,
Mhm.
but that's really what I keep thinking about that constantly. With gaming, with movies, with like politics, with all this stuff.
Right.
So many people just don't want that. They want to be lazy. They want to
Mhm.
be like communists, really. I mean, they think
Yeah.
communism is everything's just handed to you and everyone can just be happy. And you can continue my gender studies. And it's like,
Mhm.
I don't think you understand what communism really is, if that's where your
Right.
head's at. But they're
Yeah.
convincing them, though.
And then people don't appreciate things if you don't have to work for it to accomplish it. And
True that.
I see this too all the time with content creation as well, is people will be like, "Oh, I want to start that podcast or I want to start a stream. I want to be a streamer and all this." And they'll do it for like a month and then they're like, "Wait, I'm not famous yet. I'm done." Or
Why aren't
is
people following me?
I know. And they think they'll make excuses or and all that kind of stuff, but it's just like, yeah, you gotta work for it and it takes time.
True.
And then,
Well,
because I started my new channel and it blew up pretty quick. But and so some people are like, "Oh man, must be nice, must be nice." And it's like, dude, I've been in this space for 13 years. Don't even get started
mhm,
on that. I started a new channel, but I already had like a lot of
the online
followers and stuff
presence.
that yeah, I spent 13 years building that up. So
Right. Yeah. The
yeah.
experience is there. And also, a lot of people think that they can just start a YouTube channel without any uh,
Mhm.
thing to give, right? You,
Right.
you have to have some life experience to
Mhm.
talk about something. Or, I mean, some people are natural comedians, they're
Right.
hilarious, or some people are just very likable. And
Mhm.
yeah, hey, but I feel like those examples are very few and far between. For the most part, if you want to be successful, you got to know what you're talking about. You
Yep.
got to be really experienced in what you're doing, and you got to be consistent. 1 month
Mhm.
and you give
Yep.
up, that's not going to happen. 13 years you've been doing this.
Yeah. It's been a
Wow.
while.
That's amazing. What was the first thing that you did? Was it streaming, gaming?
It was YouTube. I like on my main channel, I call it. It's funny because I consider my new channel more like my main channel now because I upload every day there,
Okay.
and I actually have a system to it. But the thing is like with my main channel that I started 13 years ago, man, that was me figuring stuff out. So it
Yeah.
took me 13 years to do it. So it's like it was so random. Sometimes I would my first upload, I talked about video games, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and drawing all in the same video. So it was
Okay.
already like,
A little varied.
varied. Yeah. And then so one day I would upload a video with my cat, right? Yeah, it's like a video with my cat. Another day I would do
Yep.
like a gameplay video or something. And then the next day I would do a video of me going on a hike or something. It was always so random, which
Hold on.
was fun.
This is really really important. Really
Okay,
important question
okay.
here. I just have to ask, what's your cat's name?
His name's Coltrane,
Coltrane.
named after the Gears character.
Cool. All right.
Yeah, so and it's funny because I got him right when I started my channel, like a month after I started my channel. So when I first started doing this kind of stuff.
Cool. So he's an
So
OG now.
he is, yeah. So yeah, I would just do such random stuff. And back in the day, old YouTube was like that. You could do that,
Mhm.
and you never, you know how old YouTube was. You never know what you're gonna stumble on, and it was fun.
The YouTube holes of old.
Yep.
That's what we can say.
and so then later after time, then they started prioritizing more consistent type of content, things that were more streamlined and all that. And so with that channel, I was like, oh, what do I do with it? And then I don't know, I kind of just do gaming stuff there. But then I started my new social commentary channel, and that was where things are a lot more focused and stuff. I figured out things a lot more, and I get more views on my new channel with like what I'm at like 27,000 subscribers there versus my main channel
Nice.
with like 320,000 subscribers.
Oh,
And I still
don't
get
get
more
me started on algorithms.
I
mean,
know.
oh,
But it just shows too how important it is to have some sort of organization going on,
yeah.
because when I have that other channel with over 300,000 subscribers, they all subscribe for different things. Some people subscribe for the gaming, some people subscribe for the cat stuff, and some people subscribe for like whatever, me talking about football. Yeah,
Simping.
yeah, simping and all these different things.
It's true.
And
You know, people simp just to
yeah,
they
they
subscribe
do.
to simp.
They do. And
But that's okay.
so
Yeah, whatever. Good for you. Shame on them.
and so that what I like about my newer channel now is it is a lot more, it's about social commentary. I talk about current events that are going on with a lot of pop culture stuff,
Yeah.
and people know what to expect. And it also feels nice to be valued for my opinions and things that I have to say, and to not just have the simps, you know what I
Not
mean?
just be nice on the eyes for them. Is to quote everyone's favorite what is she anyway? I don't even she doesn't even play the game, so she's
Well,
not a game
she
commentary.
yeah, she used to do like
Yeah,
more
what? I don't even
esports type stuff. That's
Oh,
why
okay.
I do find it a little odd with how G4 is kind of structured in terms of their talent and stuff like that, because they picked people who are good on camera. But the thing about that, and is when you're making, if you really think what's going to make people want to watch G4, whenever you
Yeah.
have all these content creators who are producing content, you really need to have people, your hosts need to specialize in certain things, and they need to think, okay, I want to tune in. You know how like X Play was like Adam Sessler. Okay, I like his game reviews. I like his video game opinion, so I want to watch his reviews. And so if you just pick people who are good hosts and you're having them do things that aren't necessarily their specialty, then it can be a little jarring. And I think Frost was honestly really good at esports commentating, and I followed her before she joined G4 because I saw her do some like League of Legends stuff, and I like League of Legends, and I thought, oh wow, look, she's really good at this.
Okay, so she would commentate like
Right,
on like live matches
right.
at
And
championships and stuff. Okay.
yeah, so I feel like in this case, I think that, while I obviously don't agree with her opinions on things, I do think that she is very talented with commentating and stuff like that. So I am a little curious how uh they haven't utilized more of that angle with her. Instead, they have her doing some like game reviews and stuff for things that it appears she doesn't typically play
Doesn't
as
even
much.
play
Yeah.
herself. No, not typically play. Doesn't even play. Admitted
Right.
herself she doesn't even play them all.
So I kind of with that kind of thing, I honestly even feel bad for her a little bit because they have her in a role that isn't her specialty. And I've been in situations before where I've gotten hired on for something basically because they needed that token female.
Mhm.
And they've tried to put me into a position of something that I'm not, that's not my specialty. And when that happens, it's extremely awkward, it's uncomfortable. I don't like it. And so
Yeah.
in that case, I do feel bad for her because I do remember being hired on to do some World of Warcraft stuff, like this organization. This was years ago, and I play World of Warcraft very casually, or I'll do like battlegrounds and stuff with my brothers and all that.
Okay.
Um, and they hired me on. They didn't tell me it was a World of Warcraft specific thing at first. They just wanted, they needed the token girl. And
Okay.
so it's like, okay, yeah, I play games. I've always played games and all that kind of stuff. But then they were like, we want to assign you to World of Warcraft to talk about raids. And I'm like, I never do PvE stuff in World of Warcraft apart from leveling up my character because I have to do that stuff.
Okay.
Uh, and so it was incredibly uncomfortable. They were doing this the pilot for a podcast all about like PvE World of Warcraft raiding. And
Yeah.
they had to put an earpiece in basically I
Tell
was
you
just
what to
supposed to
say.
repeat what they're telling me. And I was
That
like, this
sucks.
is just uncomfortable. I don't like it. It felt awful.
Well, I don't think
And
that's the same
yeah,
thing as what Frosk, what she was put into. She's very,
right.
she seemed like she was very articulate.
Hmm.
She was able to, get her point across. Whether or not you agree with her point, is
Right.
another thing. But what it seemed to have happened is she let the comments get to her. Right? You've
Yeah.
been in this game for 13 years. I'm sure you
Mhm.
know how to deal with negative haters. Like if you're
Right.
online, guess what? That it happens, right? I mean, I don't have to tell you, but it
Right.
seems like someone had to remind Frosk that though. Like,
I'm
hey,
yeah.
these haters, because she was specifically talking about the chat, you
Yeah.
know?
And I'm honestly a little surprised that they didn't, I'm guessing didn't brief on that more and stuff because I've done hosting as well, that for a huge part of my career
Okay,
in the gaming space. And I know whenever I was signed on to do, because I used to host for League of Legends, All Chat was like a fan show where we showcase fan art and stuff like
cool.
that. And they told me ahead of time, they were like, look, we used to have an old show. We had a different host. So whenever you're on there, you're going to get a lot of hate comments. And so are your other co hosts. Y'all are all going to get a lot of hate comments, but it's because they just miss what they're used to. Give it some
I know that
time.
feeling.
Yeah. They're like,
Someone tried to hire me as an idiot, and that didn't go over very well. And then that I don't
right.
know if you know about what happened, but it
Mm-mm.
didn't end well either.
Right.
So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah,
They told us, and they specifically like, don't let it get to you, don't let it bring you down. And then I did hosting for GameStop as well. And it was the same thing. When you first start, a bunch of people will complain about you and not like you regardless of how you're actually doing, but then give it some time, they get used to you, then they'll start to like you. And then by the time you're done and you leave, then all the comments are like, oh my gosh, where'd Melonie Mac go? I miss her, she was my
yep,
favorite. And
yeah,
that's
exactly.
always how it goes. And so I am surprised that they weren't, that there wasn't some sort of training or briefing on that before for
Well,
her.
how long has she been in the industry though? It seems like she's
I
been
don't know.
around in
Maybe.
esports at
Yeah.
least.
It's tough because I mean, as you know, comments can be annoying and all that, but to be in that kind of space, it comes with the territory. You can't,
Exactly.
you gotta tough it up. You gotta be able to handle it.
Okay, so let me ask you though. Now, her specifically, she was referring to sexism in gaming, right?
Right.
That was her whole overarching point that she was getting across while she was attacking, the chat and the viewers of G4 and basically any gamer that is attracted to the opposite sex gamer, like
Right.
clutching my pearls. And I know that you've actually you've made some videos about this.
Hmm.
So give me your viewpoint on sexism in gaming.
Honestly, I don't think that sexism in gaming is really a thing. I think for the most part, guys like to have other girls in gaming, and they like, how many times do you constantly hear guys say, "Oh man, like they wish they can get their girlfriends to play video games with them and stuff
A
like that."
lot.
And so, yeah, all the
Every
time.
single gamer that I know would love to have a girl that games.
Yeah, all
Every
the time.
single one without a doubt,
Mhm.
all of them.
Yeah.
But you hold on, I gotta question something. You said doesn't really exist. So
Mhm.
that's implying that it is
Well,
there.
I use the term really because I mean, firstly, there's always going to be some anomalies, and secondly, I can't speak for every single person's experiences, and
True.
I do
Okay.
think that
Respect.
at an industry capacity, it can happen sometimes.
You
But
talking
I
about
don't.
Blizzard?
Yeah, I don't know that whole situation. I know, like with Riot Games and stuff, they'd had some issues. I know whenever I was hosting for some stuff, I do remember some very creepy directors and stuff
Mhm.
that would make me uncomfortable sometimes. So there's always going to be certain situations, but that goes with anybody. I think as a whole, sexism isn't an issue though.
Yeah.
Um,
In
and I
gaming.
think, yeah, in gaming, I think with Frosk, I think in her situation there where they were just targeting her appearance and comparing her to the past host, it was just the low hanging fruit. It was the
True.
what they found there. I mean, if you had some ginger dude on there, they'd be making fun of him for being a ginger. It just
True.
doesn't. It's just whatever is the easiest thing to focus on. And I think that
Yeah.
yeah, I think you just got to get through it because even back, if you look at back at old G4 even or Tech TV and all that, like those girls got hate too. I think some people forget, but the guys do. Everybody, all if you're a host, you're gonna get hate.
Yep. True. Yeah,
And I
absolutely.
remember they got a lot of complaints and stuff too, like basically the thought comments and stuff like that. They got it too. They're
Yeah.
fake girl gamers and this and that. And so it's something that it always happens to everybody. It's not just an isolated thing for just women. It's just whenever they mention specific things like that, that's the low hanging fruit. But the
Right.
guys
Yeah.
get it too.
It's like trolls are the orcs in the second Lord of the Rings movie.
Yeah.
They find that hole in the wall,
Yeah.
the little chink in the armor, and they freaking blow it up. And
Yep.
if you let them know that it affects you,
Mhm.
then they're like, send more troops.
Yep.
Like that's the weak point. Let's go, everybody. And
Exactly.
so it's like she kind of, fell prey to the trap of what trolls want. They want to
Mhm.
see that you've gotten triggered. And
Mhm.
and I mean it's easy to fall prey to that. Um,
Right.
so but when this happens, it's like I do feel bad for her because she kind of you could see that it's almost as if she sat in a room
Mhm.
dwelling on it and
Yep.
dwelling on it, and she might have had some friends that she was confiding in that are like, yeah, those guys, how what's those sexists and blah blah blah, and
Yeah.
they weren't seeing the point. They were just in this little bubble of letting it build and build, and she just exploded on G4.
Yeah.
Right? Does that
It
feel like that's could have
I
happened?
I I think that's but judging by like how her rant went, it sounded like just like you said, it's something she was thinking about for a long time, and that was the moment she
Clearly.
exploded, and that she probably had kind of rehearsed it. And when how you're mad sometimes, and you kind of rant, and you're in the shower or something, and you're mad, and you're just like uh, thinking things over. She's probably rehearsed this in her head, and just like that was it. She let it spill, and I think it just
Yep.
totally backfired on her in a way she probably didn't expect.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's unfortunate. And it's one of those things you just gotta, I feel like when it comes to being a gamer in general, regardless of what your gender is and all that, you gotta have thick skin. A lot of gamers were competitive and a lot of games are
True.
competitive. And so with that kind of competitive environment, you got to be able to dish it and also take it as well.
Oh,
It's part
well,
of it.
talk about before I was like the conversation about Elden Ring. I was like, take a step back and look at everything, right?
Right.
What you just said there, just about having thick skin, man, we as a society, in the West, have gotten so soft, and the
Mhm.
gaming is really almost like a microscope. Like you can see it all taking place. Um, but
Yep.
you look everywhere, like everyone has thin skin, like
Oh
people
yeah.
just can't handle everything is hate speech now, even though hate speech, what
I
is hate speech, right?
know.
It's just speech you don't like, right?
Yeah.
Some guy saying some things you don't like, it doesn't mean it's
Right.
hate speech. You're making a hate speech by believing it, by saying, oh,
Right.
it's hurting me. that's letting the trolls. This is the weak point. Come in right
Yep.
here. When you say that, that's the weak point in my armor. Guess what they're gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna say it more.
That's the thing is I feel like as a society, we got to go back to the whole sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never
Yep.
hurt me. Because
Mm.
if you're so easily hurt by words, then eh, how how are you going to really handle life in general?
Yep. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Because guess what? There's always gonna be assholes in
Oh
life.
yeah. There
Always.
is.
Gaming, at the store,
Anywhere.
on the train,
Yes.
on the plane, like wherever you go. There, I think
Yeah.
most people are cool, you
Yeah, I
know,
think so too.
for the most part, right? But anyone, and I mean anyone, you,
Mhm.
me, anyone has the ability to become an asshole.
Yeah, absolutely.
They could have a
And
bad day or whatever. Go
yeah.
ahead.
And then the thing is when it comes to smack talk or whatever too, and whatever, like when you're playing a competitive game or something, and in the moment you talk all this smack, and then when the game's over, you're probably adding each other to your friends list, and it's just an
Right.
in the moment thing.
Hey, that was a good game.
Yeah, good game. All right,
Do that
friend.
again.
And it's part of the fun, and that goes for like sports as well, sports, esports, gaming in general. And
Hmm.
I think what I miss from back in the day, like when I joined this all girl clan called PMS Clan back in 2009. Yeah,
Cool.
PMS Clan
I
was amazing.
I like it. It was
Uh,
good.
but what I liked about it was that they like really prided themselves on the whole, hey, we can hang. Like that's kind of how it was. And they weren't a bunch of wusses on there. Like
Mhm.
we'd play games with the dudes and on comms, and they'd be trash talking us. We'd be trash talking them back. And then we'd
Yep.
be adding each other to our friends list. So we'd be playing with them more. And it was fun times.
Oh,
And
man. The
I
golden old
miss
days.
I miss those times because I do feel like that most girl gamers are more thick skinned than what we're seeing from social media.
Right.
Like you
Well, I
play
feel
games with
hold on,
yeah,
those girls that you're talking about, those aren't even real gamers. Like, the
right.
real
A lot of
I know
times.
some real gamer girls that are
Mhm.
good at video games,
Oh
right?
yeah.
I follow a few of my friends on Twitch, and they're good, like, they're good at
Yeah.
gaming, right? eBacon, for example, for those
Mhm.
who know Bacon. I don't know if Bacon's watching. What up, Bacon? She's a beast.
Yep.
You don't cross her because she'll take your life. And it's
Right.
like, that's what I'm talking about, because she earned it, not because she's a girl, because she's a good gamer.
Yeah, exactly. And so I think we're just kind of at a point now to where, and you're seeing like there's this one streamer, I can't remember what his handle was, but he got a lot of backlash because whenever he was queuing in games on Valorant, he was like, he full screen his camera to his full screen and then disconnect from the game. And people made the connection that every time there was a girl in the game, he wouldn't want to play with them. And he got a lot of backlash,
Like,
but
on his team, he's like,
right.
"Oh, man, I don't wanna lose."
But well, there's
Oh,
that, but there's also, in my opinion, the way I feel is that for all of what we see on social media and stuff, a lot of these guys, and especially if you're a streamer, you have to fear the backlash of, oh, is this girl going to call me a misogynist because I talk to her like I talk to the dudes and smack
yeah,
talk a little bit? And so at some point, it's not even worth it for them to even want to play with girls. And I've tried,
good
I've,
point.
I've made tweets about this to where girls are going to get gate kept out of gaming and nerd hobbies
And
if
it's
we
their own
can't
fault.
hang. If we can't hang.
Yep.
Exactly. And so what's sad is I think that there are a vocal few who make it look like a bunch of girls in the whole gaming or nerddom in general, like we're just a bunch of wusses and fragile and can't handle any roasting or any smack talk and all
We
that.
demand
But
equality, but
yeah,
treat us
but
different.
I know.
Wait,
But it's
what?
like I feel like so a lot of people think that reflects most girls in these spaces, but most girls in these spaces aren't like that. But unfortunately, it has the appearance that that's the case.
Well, they're the people that use rage bait to spread stories. They're cherry picking, and
Right.
this, I see this in the media too, with like racism stories, which a lot of
Right.
them end up being fake, or it doesn't really matter. They cherry pick. They pick certain race versus a different race, even if it's the same crime. They'll blow this one up because
Right.
they want to like push that narrative. When
Yeah.
I mean, it's happening to everybody. It's
Yep.
like, it's what. I the parallels I keep drawing between gaming and what's happening, and then like the rest of the world, it really is like the same, right? It's the same problems across the board. This is
Mhm.
really important too, that these people need to realize that they are in fact ruining it for themselves.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
it's a point I didn't really think about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the way I
Good.
see it is that a lot of the woke crowd that kind of pioneer this whole movement and stuff, and the allies, um I think that they manipulate people into it. And so when I
Yeah.
think of like a male feminist ally, for example, a male feminist ally is going to tell me I'm oppressed, is going to tell me all this, that, and the other. And when they do that, it makes them my savior. And so it keeps me
Mhm.
down, and while it gives them the power ultimately. And so that's why I don't like it, and I
Yep.
have a lot of problems with, I feel like a lot of allies in any of these movements. While I do think some are manipulated into it and don't have bad intentions, I like I said though, I think a lot of them who are pioneering it do it for the power and the control. And
It's all
yeah.
about control. It's all about
And
it's the power mostly.
oh
I
yeah.
was talking to Carrie Smith the other day, and we were talking about SJW culture, because I mean these saviors, these people that are telling girls in gaming that they're oppressed, it's the same thing.
Mhm.
It's the same group of people on multiple fronts that they're fighting.
Right.
Gender, whatever, trans, girls in gaming, Gamergate, all this stuff. It's the same group, and
Yep.
all it is just wanting power over others,
Yep.
and it's keeping everyone down.
Yep.
You're a victim. You need to be saved. Take on this here. Put this mantle of victimhood on to
Yep.
be a kept person, right? Like the American's
Mhm.
creed. It's like, but I don't want to be kept. I want the risk. I want the risk of failure, and then when I do succeed, it feels good. Like I earned it.
Yes.
I want to earn life on all fronts. I want
Yes.
to earn my games. I want to earn my house. I want to earn my job. I want to earn the love of my family. I want to earn
Mhm.
everything.
Yeah. And
Man.
you constantly see whenever when they talk, people talk about like the most viewed streamers and all that. And there's always these complaints. Why aren't there more women on this list? Why are all the top streamers men and all this?
Yeah.
And we need to be giving women more attention. And at the end of the day, I don't want people to watch me just because they feel sorry for me,
Yeah.
because I'm a
Or
victim.
just because you're a girl.
Exactly. Just because I'm a girl, because they feel sorry for me because I'm a victim because I'm a girl. It's
Mhm.
like I want people to watch me because they like my content. And if and I think too, the thing is for the most part, I know that they want to spout all these statistics that girls make up like 50% of gamers and all that, but they're counting Candy Crush and stuff. But when you
Yeah.
actually talk about the main, like the big games, especially competitive titles and stuff, we aren't in the majority or even half. Now, I think there's still definitely a good chunk of us, but it's still male dominated. And so
Yeah.
as a result, when you look at streams, you look at Twitch, most people who watch Twitch are overwhelmingly male. They probably, a lot of them just enjoy watching other dudes more, and that's fine. It doesn't mean it's a sexist issue. Just like
Yeah.
if you were to look at the makeup YouTuber space,
Right.
there are some guys who get in and some guys who have success, but the overwhelming majority of people who watch makeup YouTubers are watching women.
So what you're telling
And
me
yeah.
is makeup YouTube space is sexist.
Right.
All right. That's
By
what
those
I've just learned
standards,
today.
that's what they would be saying. But it's just common sense. It's
We
like,
must do
okay,
something about this.
yeah, it's common. It's just one of those things to where it's just common sense that, of course, the top streamers are going to be men because this is a male dominated field. That's fine. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Do it praise video games more than God? That's such a weird comment in chat. Anyway, let's talk about St. Patrick's Day. It is in fact today. Now
Yes.
I am not Irish, but you informed me when I asked you. You're like, Mac,
I know.
Mac. So hold on. I don't know if that's your actual last name. It's got a good flow, Melonie Mac. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Some
No,
people.
that's my name. It's like,
All right.
Mac, it's not my full last name. But Mac. It's the family.
All
It's
right.
the family name, and nobody can pronounce our full last name, and so everyone just says Mac.
So do you not?
And
Does anyone know your actual last name? Do you just keep that
I
away
usually
from the
don't like to
internet?
share it. If people find it, it's whatever. But I don't
Okay,
really
but it's
share it.
not like McDonald or like
No, it's an
McDowell or
uncommon one. I am the only person with my name in the world. So,
oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's why I don't.
Well, that's cool. I like that. That's
Yeah,
unique. So it
but
won't be
it's
easy to find out what that is. But you are in fact Irish, and you're wearing green, and that's
yes,
cool. Now you actually ran into some controversy with this shirt that you're rocking.
I did.
And I have hold on, I actually have your post. Let me just pull it up to show
Okay.
everybody. Here it is. You posted this today.
Yes.
Pinch me and I'll punch you. And then, I guess you just posted it across
Yep.
your different pages and boom. Instagram took it down for incitement and violence.
Yeah.
And Facebook. Look at this. Goes
Yeah.
against our community standards on violence and incitement. Well, I mean, although Facebook and Instagram same thing, but
Mm,
what does it say? Pinch me
pinch me.
and I'll punch you. I
Yeah.
mean,
I thought it was the caption at first, and so I uploaded them again, took the caption off. So I was like, okay, so I won't write that out. They took it down again.
just because it was, but the
Just because
caption
it's
was
on the
written on the
shirt.
shirt, though.
Yeah. So I was like, well, okay. So I had to post again with the side shot that doesn't show what the shirt says on it. I'm like,
Oh
wow,
my
okay.
gosh.
This is where we're at. But
That's
like
ridiculous.
the face
Obviously, you're not going to be punching people. And if someone does come up and pinch you, I mean, that's
it's
assault.
self-defense. It's
Yeah, you're
yeah, if I
defending
punch them,
yourself.
it's self-defense.
I'm all about see, the thing is, they don't want people to be able to defend themselves. Look at the
Mhm.
McClowskis. I don't know if you remember the
Right.
McClowskis. Yeah, so they
And
wanted to
Kyle
defend them. It was
Rittenhouse and all that. There was so
Kyle
much.
Rittenhouse, and
Yep.
even more of a prominent example of someone actually defending themselves. And
Yeah.
um, everyone called him a murderer,
Man.
white supremacist, and turns
Uh,
out he, in fact, defended himself.
yeah. I got backlash for supporting him on that too.
Did you?
Yes, it's funny because just a few days ago or so,
Mhm.
somebody, well, they got mad about my Elden Ring tweet, and so
The
for
one where
some,
you say you don't want to have your hand
yeah,
held.
that got so much backlash from like Horizon fans. And you know what's funny is I actually really liked Horizon Zero Dawn and platinumed that game, but I guess they thought I was throwing shade at Horizon. Which I wasn't particularly, even though, hey, if the shoe fits, but still, they they were mad about that, and so they took some of my tweets and did like inspect element, and when you do that on Chrome, you can type in something and make it show up on your screen whatever you want, basically.
Oh,
And so
okay.
they wrote some, racist stuff, and then they screen capped it,
Oh, they
and they were like,
fabricated tweets
yeah,
from
they
you.
fabricated tweets and said that I said these things. I was like looking at my phone. I was like, I would never say these things. What the crap?
Wait,
And so
I must have missed this. What?
I was thinking for that first like half second, I was like, what the crap? Was I possessed?
I don't even drink. I didn't say this.
I know. And so, but then I was like, wait, this is fake. And so by the time I saw it, it had almost 100 likes on it. Some of my followers had blocked me. They were tagging G Fuel, my sponsor, to try to get it taken away, my sponsorship. And
Wow.
I was like, what the crap? So, yeah, I was like, I didn't even say that. And so I cleared the error, all that kind of stuff. I was like, go ahead and go on archive.org. Do what you got to do if you think I deleted them. Well,
Yeah.
then after that, someone else dug up some tweets from not long ago from whenever the verdict came back of not guilty for Kyle Rittenhouse. They're like, are these fake too? Like a gotcha moment.
And you're like,
no, those are definitely real.
You're like, and there's the badge right here that
Yeah.
I'm proud of what I've said.
Exactly. I
Actually,
support self-defense.
You had I don't remember, I was just watching some of your stuff to get, a vibe of, who you are before coming on the show. You said something about digging up old tweets. What were you talking about? I don't remember.
Oh, there was an actual thing where someone dug up an old forum post I made when I was 17, and I'm 35 now. So,
and was it? But
it
you
was
said something. No, but your attitude of how you said like, look, if you find something, you know, it's like
Oh.
if God can forgive me, I think it's something like
Oh,
that,
yeah.
then you
I
can
said it.
too.
That's exactly what I said. I was like, "Hey," and because some people are like, "Dude, why don't you just delete all your past tweets or all this?"
That's what you're
I'm like,
talking about. You were talking about Frost deleting her tweets.
"Yeah." I was
Right.
like, "I don't need to do that. I don't because anything that I've said in the past is part of what made me who I am today, and if I've said anything stupid, then I would own up that, hey, that was stupid, but
Yeah.
ultimately, I know who I am as a person and I'm confident in who I am as a person and I'm not scared of anything that they could find that I've ever
Yep.
said in the past 13 years. Or yeah, it is what it is. And if
You know
like I said, if
you
God
know,
can forgive
JP?
me, they can.
Right.
JP?
And if they
Oh,
can't, bye-bye. I love that.
yeah.
That was a
Bye.
good ending. JP Sears, you know JP Sears?
Sounds familiar.
Long-haired guy. You always hear the bell of the he's got like the funniest satire videos. He was on Facebook forever
Oh,
until they like
oh,
got
is he
rid of
the
him.
ginger guy?
Yes, yes.
I love him.
He's
Yeah, he's
hilarious.
great. He's
Well, he used to be
great.
super woke. Like he used to make these
Right.
videos and he's actually recently made a video basically making fun of himself, you
Right.
know, and it's like people can change, right? People can
Yeah.
learn and evolve and figure out that they were wrong.
Mhm.
I mean, I was talking about this with Quarter Black Garrett yesterday about oh god, I can't believe I'm forgetting his Russell Brand, right? He used to be this
Right.
crazy
Oh,
liberal, like back in
yeah.
the day, and now he's like, not that he's not necessarily liberal, he's not on the right, he's just looking at the truth
Right.
more objectively and
Mhm.
seeing the hypocrisy and calling it out, and people are like, "Whoa, he's alt right now, like he's the English Joe Rogan," and it's like, oh,
Right.
goodness
They
sakes,
always
like,
do that.
you know, and it bugs me too because it's not just the left that isn't okay with people changing.
Right.
The right side, like
Yeah.
I don't I'm just generalizing by using left and right.
Mhm.
Everybody, depending on who it is,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. As long as they're the enemy,
Yeah.
they can't accept change from that person.
Right.
And it's frustrating.
It is. And I think too, a lot of people will accuse modern opinions as, oh, you're just pandering to a certain group now or
Right.
whatever. Because
Grifting.
like I had a mini woke phase. I don't think I ever went full woke, but I had a mini woke phase. But
Okay.
it's funny. I don't know, it lasted like maybe 5 years. Uh,
I need more information. Hold on. What define mini woke? Like what
Okay,
were
so
your
this is
takes?
mini
Like,
woke. Is well, what happened? It all kind of started because whenever I first started doing all this, I've always been like I grew up in a Christian home. I was like super. I only voted once in my life. What I did was Republican, and
okay.
so I've always been very conservative, like most of my life, and so then I got in the gaming industry, all that, got a lot of shame for it because they do not like conservative people and Christians in the gaming industry. You will have a target on your back, and like people don't like that.
Hmm.
And I dealt with a lot of
Which
backlash for
people
that kind
though?
of
I'm
stuff.
just curious, like just random people in the crowd,
Peers,
just other
peers,
gamers, streamers?
industry people,
Okay.
and
Okay.
peers. That's why a lot of people who are in the gaming industry who are conservative, they feel like they can't have to be very quiet about it because
Interesting.
they don't want to lose jobs in the industry.
Okay.
And yeah, so I got some backlash for that. I got some hate from that. A lot of people talking bad about me behind my back or whatever. But I was like, hey, this is me. Well, I made a video on YouTube back in like 2014, and I mentioned something about, hey, I'm not a feminist, and I like just made it known I don't count myself as a feminist. Well, then someone in the comments is like, but why? Feminism is just about equality. We just care about everybody. We care about men too. You should look into it. And I was like, oh, I guess I've never looked into it. Maybe if they care about men too, I was like, oh well, feminism is just man hating, and so I was like, well, let me look into it. So I was like, okay,
That's how they recruit you.
I know that's exactly how they did it. So I was like, oh, so they just care about people, and they don't like racism, they don't like all this. Oh well, that sounds noble, right? And so then I try to dabble in that a little bit. I joined some feminist groups and got kicked out of one for saying that I thought kitchen jokes were funny. Women in the kitchen or women can't drive jokes.
Yeah.
I
Whoa,
got kicked
whoa.
out. I know.
They kicked you out?
Yes,
That's
after they
funny.
ripped my head off, dude, it was insane. And so I was like, I don't know. I felt like, and then I kind of went, I was like homeschooled up until college too. And so I was pretty sheltered. And so most
Okay.
people hit their rebellious phase when they're like teenagers. I hit mine when I was like 25 because
Delayed.
I
Delayed
was
reaction.
delayed. I was very delayed.
Okay.
And so I went through a little bit of rebellious phase, kind of like walked away from my faith a bit and just kind of, I don't know, I just felt like I was being a rebel and that was the thing to do. And so, yeah, I kind of dabbled more into like some woke ideologies and stuff then. But even then, I never fully went over on that
Never go
side.
full woke.
No, I never went full
That's good.
woke.
That's good.
I never even found myself passionate enough about it to even vote. Because I was like, well, I didn't really, I didn't ever feel strong enough to vote for like a Democrat or anything like that. But then I was like, okay. And so then, yeah, after some time, I started seeing, okay, wait a minute. This seems very manipulative and controlling. I don't like it. I don't like this whole woke movement. I don't think that it is this good thing that they try to make themselves seem like. And I kind of just like woke up from the woke.
Nice.
I was like, yeah, I'm so now I consider myself more like libertarian side now, more conservative than than I am liberal for sure. But I don't know. I see things different now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pro individuality and
Yes.
freedom and accountability, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
don't know what of the party spectrum that falls in
Right.
maybe anarcho-capitalism. I don't know, because I capitalism is good, and
Right.
people confuse corporatism and capitalism a
Yep.
lot,
Mm-hmm.
especially in that woke crowd. They're like, capitalism's the worst, the elites, and it's like, all right, so corporatism, because free trade is
Right.
not the same thing, and they're like, their brain starts malfunctioning.
Yeah.
Um,
But then they
yeah,
they just absolutely adore Disney. They absolutely push for big pharma, and I don't get where their stance is. Honestly, it makes no sense.
no. Well, I mean, they've been conditioned to, if you disagree with one thing, right? You like
Mm-hmm.
kitchen jokes, and they
Right.
rip your head off,
Yeah.
right? So, oh, well, I don't want to lose my group, so I can't even,
Mm-hmm.
like, even the smallest thing as kitchen jokes. They
Yep.
can't even. So when it comes to bigger things, like,
Yep.
oh, we're going for big pharma now. All right, well, I don't want to be ostracized from this group.
Yep.
And then it just turns into like this group think
Mm-hmm.
mentality where they just move together like a school of fish or a flock of sheep.
Yep.
And it's really sad. How do
Yeah.
we wake people up? I always like to ask people, like, what their way out is, if there is one. What is your, I don't know if you've ever thought about this, right? But
Mm-hmm.
like, well, let's bring it back to gaming first,
Right.
right? Because that's
Yeah.
what you're a gamer, and you're
Mm-hmm.
very in tune with the gaming world. How do we uh break through to let the women in gaming that think they're victims, like, how do we get to those people? Because you got to start small, right?
Right. I think for honestly, I think for a lot of people, and I know for me is when I started seeing other gamers get canceled for the most nuanced of opinions or for the double standards and things like that. And I think as a gamer too, for me is seeing like Lara Croft, her change so much to see them take demonize classic Lara for wearing shorts.
Right.
For wearing shorts or for being a curvy woman.
Right.
And that's kind of what started to wake me up a bit. As I was like, wait a minute, aren't they like, isn't that kind of hypocritical for them to be shaming Lara Croft like that? The classic Lara. And I'm obsessed with classic Tomb Raider. That was a huge part of my life.
Yeah.
And so that did start to wake me up. And I think another part of what really woke me up from things is to where I thought, I couldn't speak my opinions on stuff no matter how if it was just a little bit of nuance even. I felt like I had to just shut up and not have opinions on things, because if I had opinion on something that, even if I agreed somewhat with them on it, but it was different a little bit, then I felt like, oh, I could lose my jobs in the industry. And I thought,
Yep.
wait a minute, then maybe this isn't some noble thing if I can't disagree with them openly without fearing not having any more work in the industry ever again. And I know this has to apply to other influencers, streamers, all that kind of stuff. I know there's no way that they 100% agree with the narrative 100% of the time. They just can't happen.
Right.
And so, you know what people, when they're talking to their friends and all that, it's got to be at least somewhat nuanced sometimes, but they're just
Sure.
not sharing that online. And so my thought with that is, if you feel like you can't speak like that publicly because you will be ostracized, then maybe the movement you're in isn't a good movement.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's that control that they have, that power over those people. It's like, you speak out a line, go ahead.
Yep.
Pinch me, I'll punch you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
But
I dare you.
what I think is, I feel like it's a slippery slope, and ultimately it's going to lead to the whole woke movement's downfall. And we're already starting to see it to some degree now versus what it was years ago, because they've already pushed out and canceled so many people from their own movement. So you're kicking people out of your own movement. You're going to run out of people eventually.
Well, and doing that is waking those people up.
Oh, yeah.
I fought for you, like, and you
Yep.
kicked me out. All right, well, now I have to reevaluate everything I know. And
Yep.
if you're not accepting me, well, what else is out there? And then you look outside of that little bubble. You got people like Nerdrotic, and Geeks and Gamers, and all these, even the Quartering, like
Yep.
you, me, like everyone in the YouTube world, and shout out to all the homies that support us,
Yeah.
because it's awesome. They're offering that other worldview, like, hey, they're not right.
Right.
You can think whatever you want. And that's what I like about Jeremy
Yes.
over at Geeks and Gamers. He's like, we got people on this team that don't agree with what I say, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Mhm.
amazing. Like, think what you want. You could still be on the team. Like, that's what I'm talking about.
I'm so happy that to be blended in with this community now, because that's exactly how it feels. It's like, oh, I can be myself and I don't have to tiptoe and walk on eggshells over everything. I can say something that I know that some of my viewers or some people from this community might not agree with, and they're not going to hate me for it. Wow,
Yeah.
this is amazing.
That's nice.
And speaking about Jeremy the Quartering, is I got a lot of backlash for being friends with him. And what's funny is that the cancel mob, when they kind of first started to come after me, was a couple years ago, when some ex game dev guy, male feminist, came for me because I was talking about classic Lara Croft and how she's not sexist and how she was a great character and shouldn't be shamed and all that. Well, he was telling me I was an internalized misogynist and all this kind of stuff. And
was
yeah,
telling you
yes,
that you had internalized misogyny.
yeah.
It's like, these are one of those things you just don't, you can't make this stuff up.
You really can't. And so he was doing all that, and yeah, I felt like I had a bit of a target on my back. I didn't really feel like I had a lot of support within my usual peers. Well, the Quartering stumbled on it because it started to go a little viral. He made a video about it. His community had my back.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is amazing. This is great. And
really, it's amazing that the Quartering made a video about something.
I was just happy to see
just kidding,
some sanity.
Jeremy, I love you.
I was happy to see some sanity, because I've been I've been in this industry for a while, and I've just been so used to what's approved, and to just see, wow, okay, there's actually a community of people who aren't zombies to this, and I can actually have opinions and be outspoken about it and have some support. And so that happened, and then I had a lot of people in the industry. I lost so many people I thought were my friends because I didn't get the coof
Oh,
poke.
pureblood, fellow
Yeah,
pureblood.
yeah, I'm a pureblood, and so
Hey,
I
boom. You got that
got
boom. All right.
so I got canceled for that last summer.
Oh my gosh.
And my goodness, it went kind of viral, and I had people like that I thought were my friends for like a decade and say terrible, terrible things to me. And tell me I don't even deserve to be alive and all this kind of stuff. And it was very hurtful, but I wanted to stay strong. I didn't want them to see that that was going to bring me down because I was going to stay strong in what I had to say. And so I was thinking about everybody who pretended to have my back and didn't. But then I know that like the quartering and his community, they had my back. So I want to sit and call him a misogynist and all this kind of stuff. I had nobody but him, and his community was there for me. And I'm telling you, when you have a cancel campaign after you and you feel like the whole world is against you, just having people in your corner means a lot. And it can make the difference. There's people out there who are unaliving themselves literally over these kind of things happening to them.
True.
And so to have people in your corner means so much. And I think that anybody who wants to sit and call Jeremy the quartering a misogynist and stuff, it just makes me so mad because I think, dude, all these people who want to act all self-righteous, want to act like, oh, you're a male feminist and all this, you weren't there for me when people were telling me I don't deserve to be alive because of my own medical decisions.
Yeah.
And he was. So you know what? I don't even want to hear it. And I have people who are the guys who were colleagues from the industry who will like hit my DMs up and be like, oh, you shouldn't be friends with the quartering. You should be friends with him. He's misogynist. I'm like, I don't want to hear it. You weren't there for me.
Yeah,
I don't even want to hear it. Yeah, exactly.
I do want to just say, like, I do joke and make fun of him. But I really do like him a lot. I've met him. We've hung out. He was actually the first person to reach out to me. And had me on his show.
Yeah.
After, the whole Timcast thing went down, and it was just, it wasn't the same thing. It wasn't like a cancel mob. But I got canceled from the internet, without, I wasn't even able to say goodbye to the people that followed me or that were, that enjoyed me being on the show. It just kind of like went like that. He is a good dude, and it's cool to hear that, and it's not surprising to me that he would reach out and be like, hey, I got you. So shout out to the quartering. If you guys don't know the quartering, you should definitely check. I think most of you guys probably know the quartering, but he's great. And I really like that guy. But that's cool that the support that I got from those people on the outs, like Geeks and Gamers reached out. Friday Night Tights. I love that show. Have you been on Friday Night Tights yet?
Next week.
You're going on next week?
Yes, I'm excited.
That's awesome.
I
Congratulations.
Thank
You're gonna
you.
laugh. Every time it's Friday, I watch it until I have to do my show, and then I do my show, and then I continue watching because I really just love that show. I'm going on April 1st, and I'm gonna take the day off. But that's awesome. I'm glad that you're getting more light because I like your takes. You're very, from what I've gathered, logical.
Thank you.
Just, civil discourse needs to be a normal thing, and people that are advocating for it are really, really important. So I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
So I or as Kim Kardashian would say, just do harder, just work harder.
Just nobody wants to work.
just work harder. Come on. Oh, goodness, can you believe that?
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, okay, Kim. And then I don't know if you saw the like crazy amounts of people, the women that worked for her, that were like quote tweeting her like announcement of it and saying, I worked for her for years. She didn't pay us anything. She basically took credit for all of our hard work. We worked our ass off. Hey, what's up, Kim? And it was like, damn.
Oh, wow. Okay. She deserved that then.
Yo, nasty.
Wow.
I do have a bunch of super chats I just want to let everyone know really quick, though, down in the description below, you can find her link tree and also Melonie's YouTube channel, her Twitter handle, also her Instagram page, and Twitch. I don't remember anything. I think I added your
Yes.
Twitch as well, but the
Okay.
link tree is
It's
there.
on the link tree.
You can find everything and give her a follow.
Yay.
Well, tell us about your new channel. A little more in depth. Like
Yes.
what is this about now?
So my new channel, Melonie Mac Go Boom. I was like,
Melonie Mac Go Boom. I just wanted to
yes.
say it. It just sounded it was fun to say.
It's funny because originally I was going to call it, oh, Melonie Mac Unleashed, because this is where I share my unleashed opinions. And I was like, oh, but it just came to me one day. I was like, go boom. That's so much more fun. So yeah, it's just where I share. I feel like because I've been in the gaming space and gaming industry and stuff for so long, I've always felt like I had to be quiet. I couldn't share my opinions on things. And I reached a point to where, because I was a host for GameStop for like 4 years, which was great. And I love them. But I
Really,
had
GameStop,
to
like their YouTube page.
their YouTube and their on the TVs in their stores.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, and so that was really fun and stuff. But unfortunately, whenever I would speak out on topics, even just a little bit with a little bit of nuance, people would be calling their headquarters trying to get me fired.
Oh my
And yeah, and so GameStop, I'd have to like talk to them. Now, GameStop never gave me any trouble over it, but it was still, I felt bad. I felt bad that, oh, they got to deal with this. Now this has to go through to HR. And I knew that I couldn't be nearly as vocal as I wanted to be, because then they're going to have to keep getting complaints and all that. And whenever I got canceled for being a pureblood, GameStop heard a lot about that. And so then eventually GameStop laid off their entire hosting crew because they were restructuring and doing new things. And it was, no hard feelings. It's how it goes. But after that, I was like, hey, I'm free now, because like I don't have to worry about them getting backlash, so I can just share my opinions on stuff. And so I made my channel, my Go Boom channel, and I talk about current events that are going on. Oh, did somebody get canceled? Let me look into that, make a video about that. Or are people mad that a girl in an anime used a fake tan to do a cosplay? Okay, let me make a video about that.
All right.
Yeah.
So nothing's off the table. You
yeah.
It's pop culture centered on the culture of gaming and the pop culture world.
Yeah, current events.
Movie reviews.
Not like full on reviews, but maybe like the whole Miss Marvel thing. I did a trailer reaction to that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's
well, I don't see any character that physically looks like me, so I have no interest in that.
Yeah, I mean,
just using their own logic.
By that logic, yeah,
their logic,
exactly.
It's theirs. They made these rules.
Yeah,
of course, that's me adhering. That's me acknowledging their rules, which I shouldn't do. I'm just joking. Let's see. I have a bunch of super chats. I just want to read a bunch of these. I'm sure there's some questions for you.
Right.
Robert Wiles says, I hope this makes Betty smile and Diana Francisco smile. I got my email for my order. It's for a friend who's lost a friend. So it's a very special order. Oh, well, Robert, I'm sorry for your friend. It's always tough losing a friend, but thank you for supporting by getting some coffee from me. And Melonie, are you a coffee drinker? I know you said you don't drink, but do you like coffee? Are you a coffee?
I can do decaf. I'm just like, but actual caffeine I'm very sensitive to it, but decaf I can handle.
I have a decaf blend. It's called the Fake News Blend.
Oh, I love it. That sounds amazing.
I'll have to get you send me your details in
I
DM,
will.
and I'll hook you up with
awesome.
a bag of coffee.
That sounds great.
JD says, currently reading Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, raising a few chickens and arming myself again after years of city life. Luckily, I'm a Texan. I mean, I think everyone should have some. I have a chicken coop. I'm going to get some chicken soon. Everyone needs to learn how to grow their own food. I think it's super important. I'm going to start growing my own food. Everyone used to be able to grow their own food back in the day.
Right.
And I say back in the day, I mean, pretty much 99% of human life on this planet, everyone focused on growing their own food. So we got to bring that back.
Oh, yeah.
Robert Shaw. Hey, Robert Shaw's back. Rob Shaw, I missed you. It's good to see your name again, sir. I hope you're well. He's celebrating 2 months as a member. Thank you so much. He says, blessings to all the Criglets, blessing to all the Darths, and blessing to all the friends along the way. I have returned from the void. Robert Shaw, it's great to see you. You certainly were missed. People were asking about where you were at. R. James says, Melonie, how have your political views changed through your life? Any specific moments profoundly change your outlook? Love seeing you on Simcast.
Oh, yay. Thank you. I would say, when I was younger and just like right at voting age and stuff, I was just like super hardcore conservative, Republican, just whatever they said I was going to go with, basically.
So better red than dead.
Yeah, that's where I was. And then, I kind of went through that.
Yeah,
Wait.
better red than dead.
Yeah.
Like, did I get that wrong? Yeah, no. Okay.
That's where I was for a while. And then like I mentioned earlier, kind of went through my little rebellious phase. And then by that point, I was mostly in the middle, but somewhat tried to be more on the left, not enough to actually vote left.
Yeah.
But where I was looking into it and I was thinking, oh, it would be nice if, if some policies that don't exactly work, but just the idea of them sounds like nice fairy tale land. And so I tried a little bit there for a few years, but not really. And then now where I'm at, I would say my values in general are probably more on the conservative side, but I'm also a bit of a conspiracy theorist, so I don't trust our government as a whole.
I'm right there with you, sister.
Yeah, so I feel like I'm at the point to where a lot of politicians, I think that they're puppets and stuff like that. So I'm not like gung-ho for one side or the other so much. I know I have my own individual values and stuff, and I think this next election I will probably vote, even though I'm not sure it'll even count, because I suspect that. Yeah, because I'm like, well, does it even matter? But I will try, and
it matters. YouTube algorithms.
Yes, it definitely matters.
I kid you not. I get strikes on.
Gosh,
I drop a hat on the year 2020, and suddenly. So like we're not saying
we're not saying it doesn't.
Every vote matters. Every vote counts.
There we go. All right. So yeah, I'll probably vote this next time, and most likely red in that case. But yeah, I consider myself more libertarian, I'd say. Right, but cool. Yeah.
Well, was there any? This could be no. But there was a question: is any specific moment that profoundly changed your outlook? It seemed like you never really skewed too far. You almost like waited over a little bit, and you're like, "Man, the water's nicer over here."
Yeah, that's more what it was. It wasn't really so much like one big giant wake up call. It was just that I grew up always being on the right side, and I just wanted to see what was going on over here on the left a little bit.
That's good. People should be able to see both sides instead of just banning them.
Exactly. And that's where I was. It was just like curiosity. And I was like, let me just see what's going on over here. And maybe this is a good thing. And then I was like, you know what? I don't like it over here, but I'm not going totally over here either. So yeah. So I've just find my way. And I'm also a really big researcher. I spend a lot of time on the internet just going down different rabbit holes and stuff. And
I know that feeling.
Yeah.
You know that feeling. That's basically I would say my day job. But I mean, it really is. My day job is to go down rabbit holes and then do a show and talk about it in the afternoon.
Some people don't like that because I share on my stories.
Sometimes.
Yeah, they don't like to have, and it's funny because I feel like I'm kind of the opposite in that, to where if something kind of turns my world upside down, I'm like, whoa, this is neat. I never thought of it that way. But some people don't. They don't want that. They want to be in that comfortable zone.
I got to introduce you to a friend of mine. His name's Andreas Exertus.
Okay.
He, I met him while living at the Castle, and he was on my show on Tuesday, and he's very out there. he actually just did I actually was watching it before the show. He was on Vice News,
Mhm.
search for Hollow Earth, the entrance to
Yeah,
Hollow Earth, and he's just very out there. Someone actually
I
commented
love
like,
it.
is it anyone else or is it just me? But does this guy sound crazy? And I responded, I was like, it's not just you, all right? I tell him all the time, you're crazy, man.
I love it.
But he embraces it.
That's the thing about the conspiracy theorists and stuff is that hey, at least they're thinking for themselves. Even if I think that some of them are crazy or some of the ideas they have are crazy, now
Mhm.
some of them are valid, you know.
Some
But then
some
yeah,
could
some
be.
are valid, and then some are
Hollow
like
Earth?
what? Some
Mm,
are wait, yeah. I think Hollow
mm.
Earth is a little out there, but
Yeah.
I still can appreciate it. And so I do share on my stories. I'll share a lot of because I follow some conspiracy pages
Yeah.
and I'll share stuff. I'll be like, oh, interesting. And in some cases I'll think, oh, there might be some validity. And in some cases it might just be a just like watching a sci-fi show where it's just fantasy, but it's neat. And
Yeah.
people get so mad. They just get I'm like,
Well,
why does this
it's
make people
because it's a
mad?
no, it's so obvious why. Because people have a very specific worldview,
Right.
and anything that challenges that
Mm.
suddenly challenges their entire worldview, and it triggers fight or flight in their brain.
Yeah.
And they're like, they go from everything's good to I need to defend my life from this.
Right.
And that's what it is. It has nothing to do with you. It's
Yep.
everything to do with them and their inability to rationally take in information and process it to
Right.
basically just take in new information, because
Mhm.
guess what? People can change,
Yep.
and it's okay to change.
Yeah.
It's about how you handle change that's important.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people don't get that.
I feel that. Yep.
So anyway, I really do think you two would have a really incredible conversation,
All
because
right.
he is out there.
I
Right?
love it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna connect you guys.
Okay.
Robert Shaw says some of the best games make you rage. I introduced my
That's
buddy,
true.
Nacho Business. He's in chat sometimes. He's one of my mods. I
Mhm.
introduced him to the Dark Souls games.
Oh.
All right, and he hit me up 2 weeks later. I spent like 3 days at his house, and I had my PlayStation at the time. I was playing Dark Souls on his TV, and he's
Mhm.
like, "What is this game? It's amazing!" And I'm like, "It's Dark Souls. Play for a little bit." And then 2 weeks later, he's like, "Dude, I broke 2 controllers. I had to get the game for myself." And I'm like, "But
Yep.
I must beat it." And he did. He
Mhm.
mastered it because he wanted.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Ryan Hitter says, "Down with the cancel mobs. Go boom has been good." Right on.
Thank
There we
you.
go.
Yes.
All right. Someone already knows your content. That's great. Robert
All
Shaw
right.
says, "Don't just punt your cat on stream." Uh, well, okay. Well, good advice from Robert Shaw. Uh,
I think that's from oh, what was that streamer's name? I forgot her name, but she threw her cat on stream.
oh, this
Alinity, I
actually
think.
happened.
Yeah, it was her cat. She was in a like an Apex. I don't remember the game. It might have been Apex, but it was a competitive game, and the cat jumped up on her desk. She like this like over her head
Like,
tossed the
get out of
cat,
my way.
and
Competition.
yeah, I got a lot of backlash for it. I don't condone tossing cats on stream, but regardless, I don't think that she deserved as long of hate as she got for
Yeah.
that.
Well, if any animal can handle being tossed up and
A
over,
cat can't.
it's a cat. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like, all right, they can
right.
go, they can fall from like two
Yeah.
stories or
Now,
something,
if it
and
was like a little
they like
puppy,
float down.
yeah, if it was like a little puppy that you know would be hurt from that, yeah, that to go
Yeah,
ahead, get very mad. But a cat, it
that
was
cat,
different.
I guarantee it. I didn't see this,
Hmm.
but I guarantee that cat didn't care at all.
I know.
That cat
Yeah.
didn't care. He was like,
Yeah.
"I was just looking for food. I'll go look over else, somewhere else." All right, fine.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Robert Shaw says, "Need to send Asmongold some hair products." Um, he's streaming Elden Ring, right? I don't that's the guy, right? Asmongold? That's the dude with like
Sounds
the big
familiar.
eyes. He's
I'm not
always doing
sure.
like
Oh, I think.
you know what I'm saying? Am I
Yeah.
thinking of the right chat? Is that who it is? Asmongold? It's the guy with the long hair with like really big eyes. I don't Asmonbald? Wait, oh, am I not thinking of the same one? I don't know. Maybe I'm
Wait.
wrong.
Yeah.
You know what? Now it's gonna bug me. Asmongold. Let's see who this is. Yeah, it is that guy. It is. That's
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
He got big wide eyes.
Mhm.
He's currently playing Elden Ring.
Nice.
Young Pei says, "Yes, Adam. Yes, peace." Oh, that's wonderful. You know what? That's a positive outlook way of saying it, because people have been saying for a long time, "No Adam, no peace."
Mhm.
That was kind of like the rally between me getting canceled from Timcast IRL. People would
Right.
spam the chat, "No Adam, no peace," and then it turned into "No Adam, no peace," like to no.
Oh,
And I was like,
yeah.
I like that. You know, that's moving in the right direction. And this is the first time I've actually seen "Yes, Adam, yes, peace." And there's next to a little whiskey glass. I'm all about it. It's great. As Asmonbold is the meme because he is balding. Well, I mean, it happens as you get older. Robert Shaw says, and then they hired an actual idiot. Wait, what are we talking about there? So Robert Shaw, he's known for just quips,
Right.
It's like, I have no idea what we're talking. Maybe were we talking about the G4 thing? Maybe they hired an actual
Maybe.
idiot. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm not saying, and neither of us were
Right.
said that she's an idiot.
Right.
I think she couldn't handle the pressure of the negative chat, the negative
Mhm.
side of chat, because some chats are awesome.
Right.
Looking at you, chat. Look at me. Talk to me. And some suck. All right. There's
Right.
haters everywhere.
Yeah.
Sleazy says, first time I heard of Melonie Mac, I thought it was YouTube complaining about a P. About a P. It says P star. Not sure what that
I don't know.
is, Sleazy. But now I understand why Frosk is big mad. I don't know what that means.
I don't know.
Wait, Osmonbold is talking about Tim? See, I don't know. I don't pay attention to that side of the internet anymore. Robert Shaw says there's nothing like teabagging in gaming. You know, I heard this the other day and I was cracking up. So it was a guy using a girl character.
Mhm.
I know some people think it's like sacrilege, but he was
My brothers do that, and I play as a dude character.
a
So
lot.
it's funny.
And yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Whenever in Elden Ring or Dark Souls, whenever I make like a pure mage build, I
Yeah.
always it's a female character for me.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
it's the female, like
Mhm.
she's better at magic in my head. I don't know. It's not
Yeah.
true, but you know, that's just how
Yeah,
I like to play the game.
I get it. That's how we do too.
So I don't remember, but they were teabagging, and someone in chat said, "Oh no, that's the clam slam." And
That's hilarious.
I died laughing. Now I can't. Now whenever there's like a female character, like, "Oh, I'm teabagging," I'm like, I'm like, clam slam. It's good, right? You're welcome. You can use that. And
Yeah. All right. I will.
yep. And you tell everyone that you learned it from me. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding. No, don't do that. That's funny though. It gets me every time. Chet Chisholm says, as a longtime Tomb Raider fan, Melonie, I sincerely appreciate your takes on why Lara is a true legendary character in gaming history.
Yay.
I agree.
Thank you.
She really is.
Oh,
I mean,
she is.
I'll be honest. I only played the first game.
Right. That's
On,
the best one though.
was it PlayStation 1 maybe?
Yeah, like 1996.
Crazy.
Is when that came out. That's the best one
game.
in my opinion. It's the best one still. It still holds up. I love it.
Awesome. Yeah.
Mhm.
Great game. Robert Shaw says, or being so good people call hacks. I mean, that's just anyone, really, right? I mean, if you're just that good, that's going to happen.
Right.
1v1 Rust should be mandatory. I've never played Rust.
I didn't either. I haven't either.
It doesn't, I don't know. It looks kind of like the next stage past Roblox. Like,
Right.
all right, I'm done with Roblox. Now I'm gonna play what's next?
It's like
Rust.
you grow up, you're a little
Ooh.
kid, you play Roblox, and you get to be like a little older, and
Or
then you play
Minecraft.
Rust. Yeah, Minecraft, Roblox, Rust.
Rust, and then you actually play good games. I'm not. Whoa. No, I said what I said.
There you go. That's it. Yep. That's
I own it. I'm gonna own it.
That's
Robert,
right.
remember the gaming group Bully Hunters? LMAO. I do remember. Did you hear about this? Bully
That sounds
Hunters.
familiar, but I don't recall.
All right. I don't remember the full details, but what I remember it being, it was kind of like in some first person shooter lobbies, they find a bully. What they would do, it was like you'd report to the bully hunters, and then they would send like their god gamers into it to like target the bully and like make sure that the bully gets killed by a better gamer. And it was like I think am I remembering that right? Wait, who mentioned that? Robert Shaw. Am I right there?
They kind of do that in WoW as well, on the PvP servers. Like my brothers and I, we're hordes, so we'll go and take out the alliance players. Well, you don't want to camp them because that's after you get through killing them, like move on with your day, you know. But if you're to camp their corpses while they keep trying to respawn, then they will go into their chat and get their anti-bullies of the higher levels and stuff that will from whether they're horde or alliance, whatever
that's
faction.
Cool.
Yeah, it's neat. And they're like, oh no. They're like, oh no, the cops are here. We gotta go.
I never played WoW. But I have a lot of core friends of mine, like, you know, the core friends that I always be friends with. A lot of them played WoW. I just never I played World of Warcraft, the first one.
Right.
Warcraft 1, or not World of Warcraft, Warcraft 1,
RTS.
Warcraft 2.
Right.
I played a little bit of Warcraft 3, but at that moment in time, I think Diablo had come out, like the first Diablo, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy Tactics, all these other games kind of took over. Yeah, it was
yeah, it happens.
Great games. Great games. So let's see here. Vampire Slayer says, simping for Melonie per usual. Gotta do it when I see her. Adam, keep doing you, man. Love you both. Well, thank you, Vampire Slayer.
Thank you.
Robert Shaw says, Jesus Christ was a gamer with the DEV console open. He walked on water so he could heal. He walked on water. He could heal. He could make food appear. He even respawned and teleported out. So he's the original hacker, is what you're saying.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
He was hacking. I guess so. He's just the hacker.
Yeah.
Christ. Bash for 10 says, anyone simp for Melonie yet? Yes. In fact, Vampire Slayer beat you to it. Sorry. But if not, I will. Also, Resident Evil was super tough back in the day. I couldn't play Resident Evil. I just
really?
could not stand the camera angles.
Oh, the fixed angles,
yeah. It was so annoying to me that I just didn't enjoy it. The newer ones look good. I never got into the Resident Evil games.
Right. Well, if you play the newer ones, I would suggest the second remake. The third remake is a little too action heavy and has too many set pieces and stuff that I don't like. But the second remake, there's a lot more exploration and stuff, and actually being more scared for your life. And then honestly, 7 and Village are really good.
I've seen my buddy Darth Call streams, and he streamed both of those games, and I kind of like tuned in. They look beautiful.
Oh yeah.
They looked good, and I've sat in between. God, having PTSD from sitting between Eric July and Jeremy from the Quartering. No, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers.
Right.
Arguing about Resident Evil and which one's an action game and which one's a
there's a lot of debates.
It's just like, oh my
god,
it
gets heated.
I don't care.
Resident Evil fans can get they can get heated.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, I know.
Yeah, you know.
Ugh. Yeah, please, we don't have to discuss it. All right. For my sanity. Yeah, hold on. Where was I here? Just had to jump. Mr. Squiggle says, saying women belong in the kitchen is very offensive. The rest of the house needs cleaning too. Nice, Mr.
There you go.
He also says joking. We know you're joking.
We know. It's fun.
Come on. We have thick skin. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I would even Why would it
Right.
matter to me anyway? I'm proudly a man. Vampire Slayer says Melonie can punch me anytime. However, she's too awesome that she might just shake her head and laugh at something stupid I've done. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get that
all
vibe.
right.
Yeah. Robert Shaw says Jeremy would make a video about grass growing. only if it was going viral.
Right.
Only
Hey.
if it was like purple grass, like whoa, purple grass. What is this purple grass? Look, if you eat this purple grass, you get really, really stoned. It's this new craze. People are growing this purple. Guaranteed. I just did the courting video right there.
Right.
Yeah, brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Chris M for 10. Message retracted, but I appreciate the super chat either way. Thank you. Chet Chisholm says, I can appreciate the ostracization regarding the V for vitriol I received for not having a second helping and being injured by it is unfathomable. This is, of course, talking about the...
oh, right.
So, I mean, Chet is actually a paramedic up in Canada, and he is in the field of medication and treatment, and himself has been hurt from it.
Wow.
So that is a whole ordeal. Chet, actually, I would like to have you on to talk about it, but I can't do it on YouTube. So we should maybe do a I'll talk to you. We can connect on Discord. We'll talk about maybe talking about your experiences on Rumble and Odyssey, because I would not be able to talk about that on YouTube. Robin Savvy Skogan. This is my mother, by the way.
Aw.
My mother just super chatted for $10. This is for you. She says, Melonie, your energy is all caps awesome.
Aw.
It's healing, and my bum hand needs it right now. Adam, love you tons. Love you too, Mom. She actually just had surgery on her hand.
Oh, wow.
And it's it sucks. And
yeah.
but that's cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, thank you for the comment. I hope your hand gets better soon. I will send the healing energy.
There it is. Thanks, Mom. Chris M for 10 says, first now second super chat ever. Wait. So now, it's your second super chat ever. I may only say commenting to feed the algorithm on your videos, but much love to both of my favorite content creators. Both of you keep up the good work.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
I see those comments, and I really do appreciate it a lot. I'm actually talking with I have a buddy of mine who went to school for internet algorithms. Like that's his profession. Like he's got like a degree in understanding algorithms on the internet. And he looks at my channel, and I've been I think 5 times I've gotten strikes. Currently I have 2 strikes on my channel. If I get another strike, my channel's deleted. And all of every single time, it's always like vague and not really like, come on, like that's why you gave him. Like I always watch the video that they are claiming, and something's going on with my channel. So Chris, every time you do that, commenting to feed the algorithm, I appreciate that. And all of you, even just showing up for me, I really do appreciate all of you guys, because my mom just told me earlier today, I didn't know this, she has to click the notification bell for when I go live every day.
Wow.
This is my mom, who she will show up to my show every day because she knows I'm going live. But she has to click the notification bell.
Goodness.
So
I think YouTube doesn't like you. It's looking like it. Yeah.
They do not like me at all.
Yeah.
And I actually found out some information. I'm not going to say it right now, because I'm actually going to do a video on it. It's not going to be live. I'm going to make an actual video, kind of like a quartering video, basically breaking it down just to post, because what I'm finding, and it's not surprising at all. It involves some big players, and it's interesting. But you guys stay tuned for that. Mr. Squiggle says, I like my women like I like my fridge, in the kitchen. I'm sensing that they're jokes, so I'm kind of reading it that way.
Also, that's one thing too is I don't get what. So it's a point to where it's like it's offensive that a woman can cook now.
Right.
Like, I
And you know
love
what?
to cook. I'm not going to be offended by
I
that.
love cooking for others. I hate
Yes.
cooking for myself.
Yeah, it's
I
not as
just
fun.
don't enjoy it. And it's funny because those people that are offended, if they were to make the same joke, like reverse, like I like my men, how I like my fridge in the kitchen, I would
Yeah.
be like, haha, it's not that
Yeah.
funny. But
Right.
more power to you. Keep trying, buddy.
Right. Yeah.
Because I don't care. Robert Shaw says me. Oh, excuse me, Mel. I thought I thought it was an
Oh,
exclamation
like a
point.
me.
So, okay, well, anyway, Mel, what's your favorite anime?
Oh, my favorite anime of all time is Death Note. I love it so much.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never actually seen Death Note.
Oh, it's
But
so
actually,
good.
Nisha, my wife, loves Death Note and
Uh-huh. Good
tried to get me
taste.
to watch it, and I was like,
It's so good.
no. You know what it is though? For me to like sit and get to a show now, I
Mhm.
don't. I used to binge shows, and I can't binge anymore because I get
Oh,
up and I'm like, news. I got to read the news. I got to see what's wrong with
right.
the news, and it's almost like an addiction now. I have to work on that because it really is
Well,
like getting to that. I mean, it's my job
it
though.
is. I feel you. It's almost like
You
we
know,
don't ever clock out, and I
it's
realize
true.
that too. As I'm constantly on Twitter as well, because that's where I get some of my news. And
Yeah.
it's just there's some times where I'm like, I need to unplug because I'm
Yo.
just spending all of my time doing this.
Yo, constantly. It's like
Mhm.
Saturday midday. She's like, "Hey, what are you working on? Or what are you up to?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Reading the news." And she's like,
Yeah.
she, she comes in the room. She gives me this look, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"I know. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Saturday. Okay. All right." And then, you know,
It's tough.
Elden Ring's actually helping me.
Yeah.
I play Elden Ring, and I'm like, I haven't played a new From Software game in a while, so I really
Mhm.
love it.
Yeah.
Um, Death Note. All right. Well, I
It's
should.
great.
What did you think of the remake?
I didn't even watch it. I ain't giving no like
Not surprised.
Netflix live action while they run anime. I don't support it. I'm like, no way.
Okay.
They're not gonna ruin that for me.
Right on. R. James asks you, Melanie, did you have a chance to look into the Paulding light mystery in Michigan? Curious if you have an opinion. What's
I
that? You
haven't
know?
yet. I
No?
haven't. I think that was another conspiracy thing that I had on my to-do list to look into, but I haven't gotten around to it yet.
See, let's just take a look see, shall we?
All right.
Let's see here. The Paulding light. The Paulding light, also called the Lights of Paulding or the Dog Meadow light, is a light that appears in a valley outside Paulding, Michigan. Reports of the light have appeared since the 1960s, with popular folklore providing such explanations as ghosts, geologic activity, or swamp gas.
Oh,
Interesting. Love that kind of stuff.
yeah.
Um, R. James says opinion about the infrastructure bill, including a kill switch mandate for all new cars made starting in 2026. I mean, what could go wrong? FJB. That's the super chat, although FJB. Well, I'll let you go first. I don't know if you know much about
I
it, but
I just I drive a Honda Fit and I have no plans on upgrading to one of these smart cars
yeah,
anytime soon, especially. Yeah, I'm just nope. I'm not even wanting to get into that.
California asked all the people who have electric cars to not charge their cars because it's straining the power grid.
Oh.
And it's like, but weren't you just
Right, were you
telling
telling everybody
American
to get
people, oh, you don't like large gas prices? Just get an electric car, but please don't charge it
them?
because you're straining
Wow.
the network. And also, we're going to put into a bill that we could kill your car. They asked Tesla to turn off all Teslas in Russia.
I heard about that. Yeah, that's why
Insane.
that's just
Yeah,
a for me.
that'll show Putin. Like,
Yeah,
what?
I already have enough of a distrust of the government. The last thing I want them to do is have access to my car.
Yeah, yeah. Benjamin Jansen's in chat. He says, I'm in Michigan. I'd go look at that, doing some exploring this year. Nice. Check it
Oh,
out, man. Let us know what you find. That's cool. I like that. The Last Crow says, "Is the coffee from the dice game still on hold?" All right, The Last Crow. I got you. I also have Zero FU X. I'm not gonna say it, but I got you as well. And then Darth Vader also. We are getting you guys your coffee. Did you email The Last Crow? Did you email us? If you emailed us, we got you covered. If not, can one of my mods tell him what to do? Well, just email me. It's that easy. I guess I could just say it myself. Mr. Squiggle says, if a man drives over a woman, whose fault is it? The man, because he shouldn't be driving in the kitchen. I was like, wow, that's not where I thought it was going. Oh, I see. You got a lot of like in the kitchen jokes. I mean, we kind of asked for it. So.
We did.
Yeah. Vash says, didn't you fight a T-Rex in the original, or was that 2?
Is in the original and in 2.
Oh.
Yeah. So in the original, you fight a T-Rex at Lost Valley, and then in Tomb Raider 2, at the Great Wall level, if you go down into the pit, there's 2 T-Rexes in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
But sorry. Clearly, she knows what she's talking about. Robert Shaw says 1v1 Rust is a map on Call of Duty Modern Warfare, not the game Rust.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Sorry, Robert Shaw. I didn't even think about it. But I never played Modern Warfare 2. The only Call of Duty that I've gotten in the past 10 years is Cold War for my PS5, and I really like it. I don't like Vanguard. I got Vanguard. It's not the same. Do you play first-person shooters much, or?
I do sometimes. I used to play them more back in the day, because I remember I did enjoy Modern Warfare 2 back in the day, but I never really got like super into it.
Right on. Bobcat says, I would pay $5 to see you two play Rust or something. Of course, I'd watch Melonie stream because she's prettier than you, Adam. Fair enough, Bobcat. All right. Is she a better gamer than me? That remains Now, when you say play Rust, are you referring to the game?
Yeah, that's the question.
Lobby, which one? Right? I need clarification. All right. Bobcat says the bully hunters got wrecked by the bullies instead. Did they really? That doesn't surprise me.
Oh wow.
That's probably something fun to talk about, actually.
Yeah.
Friendly Neighborhood Sawyer says, does Exertus really believe in Hollow Earth? By the way, 1v Rust is referring to a tiny Call of Duty map, and P star means adult actress.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
That's what that meant then.
I didn't get it. Now I kind of want to.
So I don't remember what that comment was asking about P star.
Let me see if I can find it real quick, because I don't remember it either. What? Oh, man. YouTube just deletes. Oh, here it is. First time I heard of Melonie Mac, I thought it was YouTube complaining about an adult entertainer or a P star. Now I understand why Frost is Big Mac. I still don't get it.
I don't get it either. I don't know.
Please, I tried, man. I tried. I even had someone help me out, figure it out. It didn't work. Let's see. Robert Shaw says Adam won't dirty his knees for YouTube. That's why. You damn straight. Yep. Insert the Breaking Bad meme. Yeah, goddamn right.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Vampire Slayer. Adam, we all know the Quartering would make a video on grass growing if Jack Murphy was involved with it. I'm more of a high school anime guy. Oh, DxD. What's DxD? Is that another anime?
DxD. That is that? Wait, no. You know what?
No idea.
I don't remember off the top of my head. Honestly, I don't.
The only anime that I watched Trigun in high school. I thought that was pretty good. Ninja Scroll was one of my favorite movies for a long time. It's amazing. One of the best movies I've ever seen. But I didn't really delve into the anime stuff. Let's see. Robert Shaw says, would you use the Death Note?
No, I wouldn't. Now I have one, but I've not ever written any names in it.
Okay,
I wouldn't use it. No, I absolutely would
good.
not.
So it's just blank.
Yeah, it's blank. I think it has Ray Pinbur's name in it, but that was by default. It was printed on there, and that
Oh,
as a character in the
oh,
anime.
okay. Okay, okay. You didn't write it in there.
No, it was.
Okay.
It's like the Death Note comes like that with it printed like it was already written it.
Okay. And I'm assuming that's a character in the show.
Yeah.
JD for 20 says almost late, missed most of the stream, but this should cover her bag of fake news. Got my order queued, but need the wife to choose the last bag. Oh, thank you. Thank you and thank you. And right on. I appreciate that. Yeah, so just to let you know, my coffee it's never roasted until you order it. So there's no Best
Oh,
By date. It doesn't sit on a shelf. When you
okay.
order it, then it gets roasted. So it is the freshest coffee you
Fresh.
can get. You can't get fresher coffee than
Oh, that
Crigler
sounds
coffee.
amazing.
So yeah. Of course, there was the debacle the past couple weeks. The connection between the website and the coffee roasters that I use
Right.
wasn't working, and nobody knew. We
Oh.
we we were getting the notifications as if it was going through, but they weren't getting new
Oh,
sales. They hit us up. They're
no.
like, "Hey, it's weird. Like we haven't gotten any new sales." And I'm like,
Oh, no.
"So we've been damage control for the past couple
Right.
days."
Yeah.
Um, Robert Shaw says they did Dragon Ball so dirty with that live action. Wait, they made a live action
Oh,
Dragon
I didn't
Ball?
watch that one either. I was like,
I
"No
didn't even
way."
hear about it.
Yeah, it looked trash. I heard it was terrible.
Oh my gosh. They need to stop. They need to
Yep.
create new IPs. Please create
Yeah.
new IPs. Risk. They don't want to risk,
They
and
don't.
I'm back with the American creed. I'd rather risk
Yep.
failure.
Yep.
Ah,
I feel
no.
you.
Vash says, "Cold War gang, yeah, buddy. Cold War. It's so buttery. You know what I'm talking about? Like when a game is buttery, like
Right.
the graphics and the gameplay. Do you ever play Destiny?
Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Yeah, I've played some
that
Destiny.
game was buttery.
Uh-huh.
That was a
Yeah.
buttery game. Master Malrubius. It's a fun name to say. I like my limit. Excuse me. I like my women. How I like Adam's guests. Funny and sexy.
Oh,
Whoa,
yay!
whoa, whoa! Hold on. Not all of my I mean, I've had Nick Rekieta on my show. All right. So, whoa. All right. He is not funny. All right. He's not funny. Or sexy. I forgot that part too. No, I'm just kidding. He's great. But thank you for that. Porkins says Melonie goes boom. It was in all
Yes.
caps, so I had to add a little something,
Love it.
Robert Shaw says, just don't 1v1 Baldwin on Rust. He's a good shot.
Oh.
He didn't pull the trigger. He just pulled the hammer back. It just and they told him to do it. Or they he doesn't feel bad at all. That's really
Yeah.
the takeaway. JD says if you use K cups, get a recyclable. They're awesome. Thanks, Adam, for that. Really, a recyclable K cup? I mean, you mean reusable? Is that what you mean? Because I've actually tried it because I wanted people keep asking me for K cups, and I don't want to do K cups because
Right.
you have to roast the coffee and then package them and then store them,
Oh.
and like that defeats the whole purpose. But if you have the little K cup thing that you could fill it to
Mhm.
the brim. I don't know how you make your coffee, or you don't really drink coffee, but
Not that
um,
often, no.
yeah, it's fine. But for those who do use K cups, yeah, definitely pack
Mhm.
it up to the top, or else it gets watery. You want to make sure the flavor is full. Robert Shaw says, if your face is bad, you can always be a VTuber.
There you go.
Sure. What are you trying to say, Robert Shaw? You're obviously talking to me. Ryan Hinnard says, so Nick isn't a top male nose model? Have you seen his nose? I mean, it's big. He's got a big nose. Do you know who Nick Rekieta is?
I think maybe I gotta see faces. I remember faces more than
I got you.
names.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's hilarious though. That dude is he's He's great. He's probably my favorite YouTuber. I kid you
Nice.
not. Yeah, I just love how unapologetically him he is. And
Yeah,
and I don't know
that's
anyone else
great.
who is so raw like he is,
Mhm.
because he doesn't care at all. And he's a lawyer,
Mhm.
so he was breaking down the Kyle Rittenhouse case really well. He's live streaming it and like breaking it down from like he had other lawyers to like break it all down. And that's kind of what he does now with all these big cases. He was doing the Jussie Smollett thing.
Mhm.
Um, and they went live last night when he was freed from jail, which is just insane.
Mhm.
Um,
Wow.
yeah. Oh, do you not hear about that? He got
Uh-uh.
freed after 5 days because I don't know, some crazy thing. Like they're doing an appeal, and they were like, well, if we're appealing it, he shouldn't be in jail because since they're allowing him to appeal, then it's like, well, what if he's innocent, and what if they prove him
Oh,
innocent? Then he was in jail for nothing, or I don't know.
wow.
It's insane.
Wow.
Mr. Squiggles again. Here we go. If a girl ever pulls a knife on you during an argument, pull out bread, ham, and mayo. Instincts will kick in and she'll make you a sandwich.
That one's my
Sure.
favorite so far. My favorite kitchen type joke. I like it.
I've never heard any of these, so that's great. Captain Ridiculous Awesome Sauce says, the captain is back, sub to both of you, and you are based. Wait, which
Thank
one?
you.
I guess both of us. We'll
We
just
both like,
yeah, we'll
yeah,
both.
okay.
And Kofifi is the best coffee. That's one of my blends, the Kofifi blend.
Amazing.
Um, Thank you, Captain. I'm glad you like it, and thanks for subbing. I appreciate that. Vampire Slayer says, Adam, I think you need to explore unbreaded or explain unbreaded to Melonie, or is that more of a Ricada thing? I mean, I'm certainly not going to be reading anything. All right, so just a quick update. It was this guy who was arrested.
Mhm.
I think he was a teacher, a professor at a college. If I don't really remember. I think he was a professor, and he wrote this like 850 page like memoir or not a manuscript. What am I trying to think of? Um, God, what is it? What did he write? What was it? It was just kind of like he was a professor. Thank you, chat. Love you guys. Professor at UCLA, and he wrote it was a thank you, manifesto. He wrote this
Okay.
850-page manifesto, and it is, I don't even know how to describe. Can someone just explain, how would you describe it? I don't even, it's so racist. It's
Oh,
so like way out there, and every day on Nick's show he reads one page. Now he has to switch certain words,
right.
like n-word.
Mhm.
There's a lot of racist words that he replaces. And let's see if anyone's like 80,000 n-bombs. Is there really 80,000? Like, it wouldn't surprise me.
Oh.
I read some when I was on Nick's show last. We read one of the pages together, and it wow. Oh,
Wow.
8,000, he says. 8,000 still. It's crazy. This is a
That's a lot.
professor. And like I don't remember why he got arrested. But it was some sort of like he made a threat and then released this manifesto. And there's this like line that he said on video. He was like, unbreaded on paper, unbreaded. Wait, man, hold on. I have to show you because hold on paper, unbreaded. Let me see if this video just pops up.
Okay.
And I hope he doesn't drop any crazy line.
Right.
53 seconds. Yeah. Oh, this is actually a clip from Ricada's show. All right, perfect.
Okay.
All right. Bear witness.
Okay.
This is him. This is the guy.
Okay.
Quiet for the dramatics.
Touchdown. Paper? Unbreaded. Nope. Hold up. Touchdown. On paper? Unbreaded. Right. Touchdown. On paper. Unbreaded.
Touchdown on paper, unbreaded.
What the crap? That's
You think that's weird? You should read his Don't read his manifesto. Don't. Trust me. You don't.
wow.
You don't want to read his manifesto. Just tune into check out Nick Rikita. I never know how to say his last name. I want to forever say it wrong if I am saying it wrong though. So no, don't anyone correct me. But yeah, it's crazy. Let's see. Captain Ridiculous again says Jesse Smollett equals free equals lame. I know he totally faked that. It's crazy in my opinion. I know. I see Jeremy doing that from the quartering.
Right.
He always drops that. In my opinion.
Yep.
This person's crazy. In my opinion.
In my opinion.
Like, I see what you're doing. You're not calling them crazy.
Yeah.
You're just saying in your opinion they're crazy.
There you go.
That's smart. That's smart. K. Dot says refillable K cup is the only way to go, and nothing tastes as good as a big old cup of Commodore's Reserve. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So my gaming moniker is Commodore Crigler.
Okay.
So my Twitch name is Commodore Crigler. It used to just be Adam Crigler, and I've since taken up the mantle of Commodore because my friend Darth Call coined it when I started playing Sea of Thieves. Really fun game. But what I noticed, I'm very efficient with my gaming. The way that I play, especially in co-op games, which I tend to play more co-op games because I like playing with the homies,
right.
Is I'm very good at delegating what needs to be done and doing it efficiently. Like,
okay.
This is the most efficient way to do this, like gather resources or I don't even know, whatever it needs to be, you know.
That's how my little brother is in our group, which you need a delegator because me and my older brother are just not. Yeah. And so it helps so much to have someone in the group who can do that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And it's cool to have a group in general.
Yeah.
That's fun. Mark Robichaud. No. I'm never going to sell jar farts. He says jar farts. No one's going to buy my farts in a jar. Because of course you're asking me, right?
Yeah, of course.
Because no one wants to buy my fart jars. All right. And I don't want to be arrested for assaulting people's noses when they open said jars. So Captain Ridiculous again says, yeah, that's for both you. Based AF. Oh, nice. Hey. Well, maybe I should have you on the Monday show. So Monday, on Monday, I call it's Based AF Mondays. Based AF Mondays. I have Darth Call, who's a fellow Twitch streamer, and Flawdzilla, who is a YouTuber, and we just kind of rip about what's going on. Yeah, if you want to come on sometime, you're welcome.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Scotty Boy says, looking forward to your manifesto, Adam. Really enjoyed the show today. Whoa. I have no interest in writing any sort of manifesto. If anything, like this show is my manifesto.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, these are my thoughts on what's happening. That's the closest you'll get. Robishaw says, sweat jars when... God, you're moving in the wrong direction.
Wow.
Goodness. Jeez. Are you going to buy these, Rob Shaw? I mean, dude. No. Gross. Okay. Anyway, those are the super chats. Melonie, what a pleasure.
Thank you. I had a lot of fun. This was great.
Oh, I got another. Sparky says, did you watch Mutiny on the Bounty from 1935 yet? No, but I fell asleep watching the Marlon Brando version. And Nisha said that it was really good and I should watch it because she really enjoyed it. And I fell asleep. What can I say? You guys are super chatting out. Friendly Neighborhood Sawyer says Commodore Toot blend coming soon. No.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's gonna be Kopi Nyack. You know about that stuff, right?
No.
Where the cat eats the coffee beans and poops it out.
Oh no.
So it's like poop coffee.
Wow.
But there's gonna be a twist though. I'm the one who's gonna eat the coffee beans and poop it out.
There's probably a market for it.
Oh, God. Please go follow Melonie. She's fantastic. You like her
Thank
takes on things.
you.
Definitely go check her out. In the description below, you can find all her stuff. Her link tree basically brings you everywhere. There's a few other things
Yep.
there, but just do the link tree and click wherever you follow content. Melonie,
Yay.
thank you for joining me.
Thank you so much for having me. This was great.
Yeah, I had a good time. So yeah, have a good night. Thank you everybody for watching. Tomorrow is of course Friday, where I'll be jamming on one of my guitars. I actually been playing with my electric, and it's I missed it. I love that guitar, so maybe I'll pull that out and play the Forge on the electric tomorrow. So thank you guys. Have a great night, and I will see you all next time. Good night.